Hi guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this snacks called puff puff. Let's dive in. Welcome guys, let's begin. We have all our ingredients. We have our flour over there, we have our sugar, we have our yeast, we have our salt, we have our nutmeg, we have our water, we have our liquid milk. The measurement of everything is going to be written down in the description box below. So we pour in all our dry ingredients into the bowl and mix properly. Here you can see I'm pouring in my flour. After that, I'll pour in my sugar and I'll pour in my nutmeg, my salt. Remember to mix properly. Mix all your dry ingredients properly until you're sure they are all mixed together. Now I'm sure all my dry ingredients are mixed properly, so I'll pour in my milk and I'm going to use water to rinse out the remaining milk from it. I'll pour in my milk and pour in all my remaining water. Then I'm going to stir and mix properly until everything mixes properly. At this point, I could see that the water I had was not enough, so I had to add more water. But remember that you have to pour water little by little, very little, to give you the texture you want so that you don't have a watery dough. So after I poured the water, I kept on stirring until I was sure that everything was properly mixed. And I saw that my dough was still a little bit thick and I still had flour, so I poured in more water to lighten it up a little bit. So here I'll try to explain that my hands are clean, so I'm going to use my hands to mix properly so that every single thing will be mixed. So for me, I like my dough to be a little bit light, not all that thick, because I really don't like stressing, cutting out the dough when I'm trying to fry and the rest. So I like my dough a little bit light, thick, very thick, but a little bit light. So I'm going to use my hands to mix properly. As you can see, I was turning, mixing, scraping down the bottom of the bowl to be sure that there was no flour left unturned. So I kept on turning, mixing until I felt no lump. You keep on mixing until you feel no lump in your dough. You will mix and mix and mix and mix. Please watch and see how it turned out after I finished mixing. At this point, I was done mixing my dough. You can see that it's thick but a little bit loose. This is how I like my puff puff dough to be. So the next thing, I'm going to cover it. So I covered it here with a black nylon. I still put a cloth on top it, and I used a pot cover to cover it. You do this so that you cover it properly in a way that there is no air that is going to go through it. So I used the pot cover also to support it also. Then after covering it, I'm going to put it, either you can put it down in your oven, you can put it in your microwave. So I put it in my oven and I left it for 60 minutes, 45 to 60 minutes precisely.
A few minutes later.
After 60 minutes, my dough has swollen and it's ready. So I brought it out from the oven and let's see what it looks like. This is what the dough looks like after it has been in the oven for 45 to 60 minutes, and this is me folding it and trying to practice how I will fold it into the frying pan. You can see that it's thick but still light and easy to cut out. Sorry guys, I thought I was recording while putting the dough on fire, but anyways, let me explain. Remember to always put your oil on low heat when you're frying your puff puff, and also remember to preheat your oil before putting your dough on fire. That is your puff puff dough in the hot oil. So at this stage, you can see that I have put in all my puff puff dough, and this is what it looks like, and I'm frying on low heat. You fry on low heat to avoid your puff puff burning, and while you're frying, you keep on stirring and turning your puff puff to have an even color. You can see how my puff puff looks like in this place. They are all golden brown. Remember that everyone have their preference on how they want that puff puff to look like. Some like it to be white, some like it to be golden brown. For me, I love mine to be golden brown, and at this point my puff is ready to be brought down from the fire. Because I'm using a small frying pan, so I decided to bring it down one by one to avoid the hot oil spilling on my body. This is what the outcome looks like. Are you going to try this? Please let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and also know that you can serve this to your guests. You can have this as a snack at home, and you can also give it to your children to take to school. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.